Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Today I got two pretty big pieces of news for you all. The first one is the one that I'm the most excited for. It's not the fusion. There's a fusion announcement, but the first one is some more legendary champions from Shards. So on Tuesday, November 14th, we're planning to launch an extra legendary event for Sacred Shards. For me, I actually pulled, I believe, 8 Sacred Shards yesterday. Tried to do a video, got no legendary, so I didn't even post it. And then I tried to pull a few more Sacred Shards before that, so I'm probably around about 10 shards with no legendary, which if you check it out as far as the Mercy system goes, it takes after 12 with no legendary, you get +2 chance per shard, which is garbage rates. Mercy system's kind of irrelevant for Sacreds, but I will be a little bit closer to getting those increased rates per shard that I pull. So something to consider. Now, I mentioned the fusion, so if you're planning to go for the fusion, you may want to consider if it's actually worth it, because if there's a Summon Rush event, which I'm sure there's going to be, then Sacred Shards are very valuable in those Summon Rush events. So it may not be worth it for you to pull. It's just something for you to consider for your own account. Now, with that said, I will be pulling probably tomorrow before the stream, but if you'd like for your shards to be pulled on stream, let me know. I'm going to be streaming probably starting around 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be doing the account giveaway drawing at 5 p.m. EST. So if you would like for your shards to be pulled, then send me a DM on Discord and we can get that set up. But if you're not pulling shards, well, you have a fusion to look forward to. So on Thursday, November 16th, we're planning to launch a Champion Fragment event. So this is the easier of the two. So this Champion Fragment versus a Classic Fusion Champion Fragment is where you're earning the fragments through the events. So in my opinion, it's a little bit easier. It's much easier than the hybrid nonsense they've done before. But these are just basically you're earning these fragments. There you go. Pretty simple. So that's going to be starting this Thursday, November 16th. It's going to be an Ogryn Tribe, legendary HP based, which is pretty cool to see, Spirit Affinity. Let's check out his animations first, see what he looks like. In the description, they mentioned that he has Pythion scales on his shoulder, though if this is what they're calling Pythion's head, I don't think so. I'm going to have to check Python in just a minute, but I'm pretty sure that he is not a Triceratops. This looks like a Triceratops type head, dragon. I don't even know what that looks like, but it does not really look like Python, unless Python like evolved in something different. Because let's look at Python real quick. Let's refresh our memories. I don't have this champion, but I know what he looks like, and not really like that. But hey, either way, let's check out this new champion. Let's see what his skills say and if he's worth your time to actually go for. So his A1 attacks one enemy, 100% chance when fully booked of stealing a random buff from the enemy. Also, 100% chance of placing block buffs on the enemy for 2 turns. This is a pretty good A1, pretty basic, pretty simple, chance of stealing and chance of placing block buff. So have some revenge accessories on him and you can get some pretty sweet counterattacks going on. His A2, this is pretty cool. Attacks all enemies, 100% chance when booked of removing all buffs from enemies, all buffs from all enemies, so a strip, then 100% chance of placing 25% weaken debuff for 2 turns. So very similar to a epic champion that we get for free from Doom Tower, which is Rian the Conjurer. Rian's is 100% chance from all enemies, 3-turn cooldown, placing weaken. So it's actually exactly Rian the Conjurer, which is kind of a little mixed bag there. But either way, his passive makes this actually kind of worth it in a way. But his A3 is unique enough that I think I'm probably going to go for this champion. So his A3 places a 50% increased accuracy buff on all allies for 2 turns. This books down to a 3-turn cooldown also places a 60% increased defense buff on all allies whose defense is higher than or equal to their attack. So all of your support champions, all your defense-based nukers, they're getting increased defense. And then, if an ally's attack is higher than their defense, places a 50% increased attack buff on them for 2 turns instead. So your nukers, your attack-based damage dealers, they're getting increased attack. Your defense-based nukers, your support champions, they're getting increased defense, but they're both getting increased accuracy. This is very good. Because in Arena, maybe you wanted to bring a Ragash plus a Sun Wukong possibly. Well, the Sun Wukong is going to get increased attack, and the Ragash is going to get increased defense. So I like this ability a lot. It's a 3-turn cooldown, pretty nice to have. And then his passive. Whenever an enemy is revived, instantly activates Earth Puncture. If an enemy is revived by a champion from the Lizard faction, the effects of Earth Puncture cannot be resisted. The Earth Puncture effects are that strip plus the weaken. So it instantly activates that, does not put it on cooldown or anything like that. This passive effect will only activate when an enemy is revived using an active skill, so not block revive. Instantly activating Earth Puncture will not place a skill on cooldown. If there are multiple champions on the team with a skill, only one will activate. So this is on a 1-turn cooldown when fully booked. So basically he just has to take a turn and then he can have it activate again. This is pretty cool because what this is going to mean, if you were to get, creative and put him like in a stun set or provoke set, basically they would revive, he would strip everybody, and then hit with the AoE. Actually, I guess the attack happens first. I'm curious to know which one happens first. I'm gonna take a quick drink because, sorry about that. But either way, whichever one happens first would determine how good this champion actually is. I would assume that he attacks first and then removes buffs, but it doesn't say. So if he removed all the buffs and then attacked, that would clear any block buffs from the champions. So then he could have a chance of placing those stuns, those provokes, whatever it may be. But I got a feeling it's going to be a attacks and then strips. I don't know. Actually, Sun Wukong, let's see what his ability says. Usually they clarify, but that'll be a huge thing to really determine how good this champion's going to be. Because if he's just constantly stripping champions, that's going to be pretty cool. So this is attacks all enemies before attacking, steals all buffs. What's another champion who steals buffs before or removes buffs before attacking? I can't really think of anybody at the moment. Michinaki, well, his attacks, he attacks and then strips with each attack, I think. Where is he? Is he Night Road? No, he's Shadowkin. So I got a feeling it's going to be attacks and then strips, but if it's the other way around, that'd be awesome. The first hit removes all buffs from each target. The second hit places, so they clarify there. It would be very cool to see him actually be able to remove and then the attack happen. If you guys can think of a champion who's worded the way this champion's worded and how they actually work, let me know. Because right now I can't think of anybody off the top of my head who actually has a similar kit. But ultimately, even without that, this champion's still pretty cool. Because if they were to get rezzed like very soon after, they're probably not going to have block buffs up anyways. So then you can attack, have a chance of placing your stun, your provoke, your sleep, whatever it may be. And then you're going to be stripping them of buffs anyway. So it's pretty cool. I think his kit's actually pretty unique. I'm going to test him out in the test server once we have access to that, hopefully. I'll give you guys some more information on him. But as far as a champion, I think that for newer players who don't have a strip champion, he's going to be fantastic. For players who already have strip champions who are a little bit later in the game, I think he could be a fun champion for Arena. Of course, we need to see his base stats. We need to see how hard he hits for. Probably not very hard, but maybe. Who knows? You never know. He may hit like a truck. But I do like to see the base stats. And he has low cooldowns, to be honest. 3-turn cooldown on his A2 and his A3. Increase accuracy and increase defense or increase attack. It's just very, very versatile. I think this champion would be amazing for players progressing because now you don't have to bring an increased defense and an increased attack champion. You're going to have both in one. Now, unfortunately, I guess the downside to that is your attack-based damage dealers aren't going to have their defense boosted. They're just going to be squishy still. They're just going to hit a little bit harder. So a little bit of a difference there. I guess that's a possible downside versus a blanket increased defense champion. So some things to consider. We'll get some more information on him as things get closer to his actual release. But either way, we got a fusion coming up Thursday. We got a extra legendary from Sacred Shards coming up tomorrow during the giveaway stream. I plan to be pulling those shards. So guys, best of luck if you pull some Sacred Shards. Let me know what you think about the fusion down below. And with that said, thank you all very much for watching the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.